Here we go. 1, 2, 3. One more time. Woo! It's real hat and cane stuff, eh? So how'd you guys get along with Off to California at that speed?
Oh, fine. Fine.
That's good. It felt good? That's good. How about you, Paul? Doing good? Let's up the
Yeah, I
speed.
mean, okay. Yeah.
What were
Yeah,
you gonna say?
I was gonna say I just need to learn the notes, right? So I think I just started that a few days ago. So I'm still learning the tunes. Even like just learning it off the sheet music, that's probably takes the longest just to get the basic melody and
It does
For me
take
anyway, but-
longer to use the sheet music. You know what I recently discovered was because I had to learn all these tunes for the fesh, and I had like 60 of them or something like that. And I had the music next to the computer screen. And so I read the tune the first time, and the second time I'd watch a YouTube video on silence instead and see where I got tripped up.
YouTube video on silent?
Yeah, just anything. I like engineering. So just to distract me from the music, like to distract me from the sheet music, pull my eyes away from the sheet music. See that? And I got to say, I learned about 60 tunes in about 3 days in an afternoon of doing that. So it was a quick way to learn them, I got to say. But it's best to learn it by ear. I find it's best to understand it, you know? And this tune is so simple. It's just a big arpeggio, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Especially the way dee dum dee da ba da dum ba da dee die. See that? It's just
Right,
so when in
right.
doubt, arpeggiate. Okay, let's pick it up a little. So that was let's see, let's try it. Yeah, that was about 69. That's the other thing. Hornpipes are forgiving like that, but let's do it up at about 85. Oh, that's pretty quick. Yeah. 75. Okie dokie.
4 times again.
Let's do
4
it.
times.
It'll take less time now because we're going faster. A 1, 2, 3. that was fun. I like that tempo.
Okay, do you feel better after that?
I feel great. How you doing there, Paul?
Yeah, pretty good. I actually have a question about the triplets. Like separate or like always separate? Should I do
Usually,
sometimes separate bowl? Sorry, do
usually,
what?
usually separate. Now,
Usually separate. Yeah.
yeah, because when you hit and the tune that I was doing with Nicole there was Harvest Home. You know Harvest Home? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got lots of triplets in it. And I was saying that when you're playing a hornpipe, just imagine those triplets that the dancer is doing. And basically what you're doing is suddenly you become a jig. So you're going yum petite tippity tippity diddly 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 diddly. See that? And to
Mm,
approach it like that is good. Nice and relaxed. Nothing fancy. Just do it like a jig and you'll keep that nice rhythm right through. Now, that doesn't mean that you're always single bowing the triplets. Once in a while, you got to do some slurring, right? But the basis of it is generally single bowed.
okay. Yeah.
One
Yeah. I
rule
actually find the slurring easier, to be honest.
well, and so one, it's just for the feel. Now, one rule of thumb that I've noticed is if I'm going down for the triplet, I'll often single bow it. If I'm going up for the triplet, I'll often slur it.
Okay. So,
You know?
so the very beginning.
That's
Da, da,
right.
da, da.
Like a pickup, definitely.
Uh-huh.
Yabba-dee-dum. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's kind of something I've noticed that I do.
Okay.
My only hope of
Interesting.
noticing what I do. Now, it makes me think. Do you play a Harvest Home there, Paul?
I haven't played that one yet. I just started playing hornpipes, so like I haven't really been. I heard that they're like, oh, hornpipes, they're really difficult. But so I was kind of avoiding them. I don't know, not from you. I just heard it. I didn't hear that statement from you. I've heard it other places saying you hear different things from different people, but oh, you
Yeah.
got to watch out for hornpipes because they can be tricky. That rhythm is tricky. I'm like, really? I'm like,
Yeah.
so I've been avoiding them. So I haven't. No, I
No.
haven't played Harvest Home.
Well, I know on the Sandy McIntyre stuff that you sent me last year, I've been through all of that, and I don't think there's a single hornpipe in the whole stuff.
Okay, so here's the thing about hornpipes. You bring up a good point there, David. First of all, with hornpipes, the difficulty and the danger is that people play them just like reels. So they play them too fast and they straighten them out, right? And then it's not a hornpipe anymore. It's just another 4/4 tune. Do you see what I mean?
I see.
Really,
Yeah.
really, there's supposed to be sort of like almost a dotted note kind of thing, a yum ba dum ba dum ba dum.
Here's the way I love to describe it. It's triplets with the middles taken out. So imagine a bar of 12/8, four sets of triplets. Take all the middles out,
Yeah.
and you get what the guy that I played with down the States called the lumpty lump. Lumpty 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 lump. And when you think about it, yumpity dumpity 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 yumpty dumpty 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 dippity 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 yumpty dumpty dump. That's all you got to do. It's actually very relaxed feel when you get the hang of it on the fiddle. Harvest Home will be homework. Take a look at Harvest Home. See what you think of it. Let me play it for you right now so it's on the video.
I haven't played it since I used to play at the Kildare.
Oh, really?
Back
With
in the
Frank?
old days, we used to play it there all the time. But
I think I got it off of them. Oh, but I forgot to finish off about hornpipes. Here's a Scottish hornpipe that Sandy would have played. See that? That's a Scottish style horn. It's called the Saratoga hornpipe.
never heard it before. Never heard of it.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I played that with Sandy, or I played this one here. great tunes, right? But they're not. It's a completely different hornpipe than an Irish
Yeah.
one.
Well, like
Yeah.
I've been reading through the Cape Breton Scottish collection, the Brown Book, the last few weeks, and there's a few hornpipes in there.
Yeah, a few, but again, it's a different feel altogether. They don't have a dance like they have a Highland dance that goes with it, the sailor's hornpipe, but that's
Yeah,
basically making fun of Irish people, just like the Irish washerwoman
yeah, yeah.
dance. But they don't have a dance related to a hornpipe. See what I mean? It's not like the Irish where they do this crazy tap dancing to it. But anyway, so that's the deal with hornpipe. Let me play Harvest Home.
All right.
Great tune.
Yeah, I remember it now. Just when as soon as you started, I started playing along because I remembered how it went.
That's great, and your hand probably remembered it too. Now
Yeah.
that's a classic one that gets sped up and played like a reel all the time. You want to avoid
Mm.
that for sure. And then I think that's what people are describing when they're. Also, most white people have a big problem swinging. Man, it's just hard. You got to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like I hung around black people. And Irish people, like they swing too. But actually, tell you the truth, the number one thing that kind of helped me with that whole idea about feel for really anything is playing for dancers and playing for dances.
Mm.
And I was talking to Nicole about that today. So, for instance, with the hornpipe, it's all you got. Always got to be careful with a hornpipe when you're playing for a Kaye because might be really fast, might be not that fast. And so, I always get the speed from when they swing. So you do the first time through the tune, and when they're doing their dance, and when they start to swing, you can see if they're going. They can only swing one speed. People can only swing one speed. And so if they're hitting it and you're hitting it with them, you're good to go. If they're hitting it a little before you and you can see them trying to hold back, you got to listen to that or the other way around. See what I mean? So yeah, so I find that's the best way to get a good feel. But it'll come
Mm.
along. And the best thing also is to just not worry too much about it. Just keep hearing it and it'll come along. Okay? So
And I guess playing.
the Harvest Home is your homework. I think it'd be a
Okay.
really good one. You can hear all the triplets and also all
Okay.
the string changing.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, what else have we got? What about a jig? That's a really good thing to do after a hornpipe is a jig. Any ideas? Requests?
Give me a second.
Take your
Been
time.
working on jigs too.
Oh, good.
Let's see. There's a really nice one that I came across. I don't know if you've heard Maison de Glace. It's a Quebec tune, actually.
Oh,
I don't think so. Check it out.
It's on the session. I can try to play it.
Let's see here. Yeah, give it a go.
What I need the music though.
Yeah, I've heard that. I don't. Where did I hear it? I've probably heard it a bunch of times though. Great tune.
Yeah, I really like this the beat part with the
Cool. Now in the
it's very
session.org, it doesn't have that syncopation.
oh it doesn't? Oh, okay. Well, I actually if you scroll down, I think it's you know which one it is on it? It's the very last one. That's why.
But even
You got,
that's not syncopated. That's
oh,
just.
okay.
Oh, it is though. No, it is. It
I
is.
mean, maybe I'm kind of making it. Maybe because I heard, you know, as I listened on YouTube. There's a fiddler, Kevin Leese, and he plays it.
Yeah, it is syncopated because you got two quarter notes and 6/8, so that's kind of like down beat down 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 beat down down one and two and three and one and two.
Okay.
See that? So cool, great tune. I don't play it, so can't really help you with that one. It's
Okay.
French,
Okay.
so all dressed chips. Try eat some all dressed chips first. So,
How about so either Club Kaye or Haste to the Wedding.
oh, both really good. Well, let's take a look at Club Kaye. Do you play that tune there, David? You probably do. It's one of those tunes. I'll show you.
Not that I remember, but if I hear it, maybe it'll click in.
It might, because it's a pretty common one. Is it this one here? Yeah, great tune. It's kind of like a slide.
Okay, have you got any music for that?
I do indeed. I will put it up on my screen for you to peruse.
Thank you.
How's that in all of its huge glory? Oh my God, what has my life come to? Okay. Now, let me play it while you're looking at it there, David, just so you can get familiar. It's easy. It's really easy. old tune. The best part about it is the ending. Any problems? Pretty easy, eh, David?
Second ending kind of caught me by surprise a little bit. That
Yeah, this is the best part of the tune, I think. I
yeah.
think that's why people really like it too, because they can really wind into doing it again. And I think that this is a slide. Now I'm looking at it, and it says at the top that it's also called West Clare #2 or something like that. But it sounds like a slide to me. Yeah. West.
12/8 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Almost 12/8.
Yes, exactly. And they got a lot of the times with those figures with the quarter note followed by the eighth note. That's a slide, and
Yeah.
that means that you can play it very, very fast. So I'll show you what that means. Slides go insanely fast for a dance. You getting the idea? Irish people flinging themselves all over the place. Insanity. Anyway, let's try it a few more times. Great tune. I love it. Play it all night.
Not quite that fast though.
No, a little slower than that.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Ready, go. One more. Faster. Not a great finisher though. You got to do a trick like that to finish it. You got to come back around and play the first bit again or something like that. Anyway, how you doing?
Stupid question number one.
Mm-hmm.
What was the name of that piece?
Club Kaye.
What is it?
Club Kaye.
Club Kaye.
Club Kaye, yeah, like a club that's all they do is Kaye, or either that like it's like a club sandwich except it's a Kaye.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
Was
know.
it is it a Scottish piece or?
No, it's a Irish one, I think. Yeah, it's also called as the Clare, Keys Delight, the Kilfenora Sexy. That's a good one.
The
And
old favorite.
the
I've
old
heard it called a
favorite.
number of times. Yeah.
Yeah, the old favorite is another one. So now it says also something Scottish number two, which is interesting. So maybe it has a Scottish origin, like all good Irish tunes. But it's a great tune and it's a well-known tune. Good one to have under your belt.
Oh, yeah.
Shall we do Haste to the Wedding?
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Again, I used to know it long time ago, used to know it, but maybe if I hear it
Uh,
again, it'll come
yeah.
back. Yeah.
Uh, I think that's the one. That it, Paul?
Yeah.
Good. Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's do it not too fast.
Have you got some music for it?
Oh, sure.
Just to be annoying, you know.
Not at all. In this day and age, David, you can have anything you want at any time you want.
Anything at all, really?
Well,
I'm
if it's
cheating
not,
as well. I have the music in front of me too, so it's not like it's like I have it.
okay, here we go. Okay,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
D.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, go. Again. Any problemos?
Major, no.
No? Okay, let's speed her up. Any problems, Paul? Okay, let's speed her up. Okay, so. 1, 2, 3, go. to the wedding. Just like me and the Irish guys, of course, when we tried to start doing the recording on Sunday, the first thing that we realized was that we had no way to connect the headphone amp to the unit that we're using to record. And we kept trying different cables, but it kept being distorted. So we had to go to Long and McQuaid. And of course, no good recording session starts without an unwanted trip to Long and McQuaid.
What are you using? Like what's your board? What are you using for the thing?
So it's not really even a board. So first of all, it's the first time that Michael, the Irish guy, has tried to do a record on his own in his house. And so he's using a computer program called Logic. Have you heard of this?
Yes, I've heard. Yeah.
So it's Logic, and he's got something called a Focusrite, and it's a 2-track analog to digital converter. So you can plug 2 tracks into it, and you can have on your computer screen 2 active hi-fi tracks. It's quite a good little rig. And then I have a headphone amp. I have 3 of them actually, because I bought them during the pandemic. So it's where you take the headphone out from this little unit and put it into the headphone amp, and then you can have 4 sets of headphones attached to the headphone amp, and each one has individual volume control.
Very good. Very good. Yeah.
Just a little $40 unit, no big deal. But and then me and John sat on either end of the room, and it was just such a great time. But yeah, that's what we use. So really, the only board is the little converter. So it has a volume control and a little bit of control over 2 tracks. But then on Logic, it has.
Yeah, it just goes right into the computer then.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, modern day, man. I remember the first time we tried to use a computer to record, and it was 1998. And my band, Eddie Stevens Quartet in Newfoundland, the guy who started the band was called Steve Edwards, so the Eddie Stevens Quartet. And we were trying to do it in his apartment, and we had to keep getting hard drives. There was never enough space on the damn machine, and it would mean latency, right? And it was just and then his woman kicked him out, and we had to relocate to another apartment, set it all up again.
Very good. Yeah, I don't use it much anymore, but I've got a Tascam 24-track that that I've done stuff with. So
reel to reel?
No, it's
hard disk.
Hard
disk recorder, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have a little, you know what I have? It's just a Soundcraft 24-track mixer that I bought for about $500 years ago that I use for shows and stuff. But it has a digital out. So I just use that. It works great. But I do rudimentary.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this stuff I used it a lot for sound on sound, like overdubs and stuff like that. So,
oh yeah,
and it worked really well for that. But if I was going to get the thing mastered, like I did it for not sound effects, but background music for a show that I was working on, and I had to get it mastered on a different machine because it wouldn't master it properly. So.
Yeah, I had the same problem. This group I was with was supposed to make the record for Magic of Ireland, and I didn't know anything about gear at the time. And the guy did it on a hard disk recorder, and then when I sent it to my brother for mastering, he was like, "I can't master this. This is an audio."
I'll master it, yeah.
So and then it was horrible because me and the guy fell out because he was supposed to be in my house for a week, and it was 7 weeks. And he kept screwing around with the record unnecessarily. And then he finally left in a huff. So I had to take his hard disk recorder, go to my friend Declan's house, play each track into Pro Tools, send that to my brother Paul, who then lined it all up and mastered it, mixed and mastered it. It was a horrible process I'll never want to go through again. So, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You can't master those things. Anyway, let's give this jig another try before we're done.
Okay. Better throw it up again.
I'm throwing it up. I'm up chucking.
There it is. Okay.
We'll get the hell to the wedding. 1, 2, 3. we'll work on those. We'll put those together. I'll send them to you, David, so you can be reminded of them and to learn Club Kaye. But we'll put those together. I think they would go really well together. And they're both good tunes. Now, how's it feeling for you there, Paul?
Yeah, feels good. Yeah, I mean, it's very much. He's felt like very much in my comfort zone, and also I kept hearing them a lot, and I'm just kind of trying to go for almost like, I don't want to say quantity over quality, but I'm trying to get the simple melody of as many like very straightforward, very common tunes as possible, because then I can get to the groove. I can get more practice with the groove in the sessions. So that's what I'm trying to do.
hear, man. That's really, really good. And if you're doing that, remember one thing: the ending is often the most repeated part of the tune.
Oh yes, you said that about Monaghan, Jake. I don't know. I can't say that. What? How is it again?
Monahan.
Monahan. Okay, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's also one but that one's very fast when it's played. So I still figuring that out.
That's usually lightning speed. Yeah, that's the best way to hear that. Have you listened to the Dedanin YouTube version of it?
The who YouTube?
I'll send it to you. This is the Monahan jig?
Yeah, Monahan,
Okay.
Monahan jig.
I'll send it to both you guys. It's awesome. It's my favorite version of the jig, but it's lightning. It's absolutely lightning.
And Dan, one more thing too. Obviously not now because we don't have time, but maybe for a future lesson, how to decide what's your take on putting tunes together. I don't know. Maybe you've talked about this before, but
well, I've talked about it many times. But just before we go, I'll just say the one thing is key changes. I love key changes, nice key changes. And that's really that's where I start with putting tunes together.
So you actually wouldn't put two tunes of the same key together?
Sometimes. Now, and when I do that, sometimes they lend themselves. Like one will be very similar to the other one. It'll be like an expansion.
Right. Yeah.
Totally cool. So, you're playing an E minor for two tunes, but it ups a little bit to it's really a neat thing. But then you would want to change keys.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, in Cape Breton, the tendency is to think of all the tunes you can think of in the same key. Just because I think it's just kind of a brainstorming thing. Whereas the Irish people they like a good key change. Now, it's really a no-brainer to go from a major key to the relative minor of the same key. That's a great change. Always a great change.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've got a request as well. If we could do some stuff in 3 flats, either E flat or G minor kind of thing.
Sure. Oh, we got a load of stuff to do in G minor. That's 2 flats, but that's enough flats.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, guys, we'll continue next week. That's great. Good plans. Good plans all around. Okay. Take it easy.
Thanks so much, Dan.
Okay.
Take care.
Thanks, Dan.
Bye.